Okay.
The name too, or just something like
So, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming. And yeah, so this is our information meeting. Bye, Lily. This is our information meeting for Hawaii Fire Artists 2022. Hopefully taking a show to Playa. So I will let Dan take it away. Maybe we'll start with some intros. Is that something good?
Yeah, for sure. Aloha, guys. I mean, I know all you guys. My name's Danimal.
Hi, Dan.
We went, hey, yeah. I've been going to Burning Man for about, I've been about 5 years, I believe. Yeah, just 5 years, kind of in and out. But have been getting more and more participatory each year that I go. For the last 3 years, we've been trying to get to the burn. The last 2 years, this is our 3rd year, and we are going to the burn. So they're running the festival. It's going to go. A couple things that I do need to mention is there may be requirements for vaccine cards. There may be requirements for a test for the festival to happen. That may be something you have to do. Just something I want to mention. Also, so a little bit about also too. I'll let Chrissy introduce herself.
Yeah,
right over here.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I think I know everybody except maybe we haven't met before. Or it's been a minute, maybe. But, and well, I'm Chrissy. I'm the assistant Shin, so I'm helping Dan. And yeah, so I am really excited to choreograph. I really like dancing and choreography, and yeah, I like to spin a variety of different props. Yeah, and I would love to just give everybody just a quick, if you guys want to just go around and say hi, like what your name is and your favorite prop, maybe. Or if you're interested in like safety or some other role, just say that instead of your prop. So cool. So who wants to go first?
Sorry, my name is Roxy. I think I know everyone, maybe not you guys as much. And hello on that end. My prop is, my go-to is Poi. I love her. My favorite. And what else did I need?
No, that's it. Just
All right,
who you are and your favorite prop.
Poi.
Aloha, my name is Malia, and fans got me into the game, so always be.
I love fans. Yay.
Yeah, I'm Leah.
Fan army.
I'm a fan.
Danimal. I'll just say dragon staff.
Yeah.
For now.
Hi, Dean. Yeah, my favorite prop is probably dragon staff as well.
Yeah. Dylan, I just bought a whip.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you interested? What is your primary focus for it? Like safety or like spinning?
I want to spin that thing on fire.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
Travis, do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll get better.
Sure, I'm Travis French. We're out here from Maui. Yeah, I spin most things, so would like to, bring all the props and be part of as much of the acts as possible.
Cool.
I'm Vera. My primary prop would be hoops, double hoops, but I spin most things as well and love choreography and really like acrofire and wear.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
I'm really into that stuff.
I like that too. Cool.
And then one more.
I'm Sierra. I'm mostly interested in like a different role, like fire safety or something, but I also have been working on rope dart.
Nice. I love rope dart.
Sweet. Nice. Well, I'm stoked to have you guys all here. I'm going to do a quick rundown of Burning Man. I think you guys are, maybe most of you guys are relatively familiar. Has anyone not been to the burn? How many people? 1, 2, 3. Okay, sure.
Yeah,
You
that's
just got it? Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's gonna be my 10 years.
10 years.
Perfect. 10 years with Dylan right here. Perfect. So we've got a perfect
I feel like I went by being so close. To
a
you.
perfect variety of a group of people that have not been to the festival, maybe not know a lot about the festival or have just heard of it, and people that understand it. And I think it's really cool having collaboration groups like this because we're all able to work together in a more cohesive group. So what is Burning Man? I'm going to go over this relatively quickly. This is not considered a festival, is what they like to call this, is a temporary community or an experimental society, creative hub for art and music, particularly bass music, partying, lights, all kinds of art that you could ever imagine. A lot of chaos that's set up in a very orderly grid system, more or less. And if you can imagine the best party that you've ever been to, and imagine 500 different forms of that, and then you put all those, or 1,000 different forms of that, you put all those parties in the same spot, and all that creative energy, and that is what you get with Burning Man. It's located in the Black Rock Desert, about 2.5 hours north of Reno, Nevada. That's in the Black Rock Desert. Hey Ian, how you doing, bro?
Hi.
Grab a seat, bro. 2.5 hours north of the Black Rock Desert. It is about 3,500 feet above sea level, so it is good to know that there is a little elevation there. It's very dry, alkaline dust, so you can get very, very dry. You know, your cuticles can get very dry, your lips, all these different kinds of things. So it's good to have a lot of things to help with that. It's 7 days long. So this is not this is not like an EDM one-night festival, go blow your load and cry into your pillow for 3 days. This, you have to figure out how to make it through a 7-day period. So that means this is a jog, this is a marathon, this is not a sprint. If you try and sprint, it'll make multiple days of your burn very, very unhappy. So out there, when there aren't people, there's no water, there's no shade. There's really hot days and get over 100 degrees. Also too, we've noticed in the last 3 or 4 years, they have had over 100-degree days, pretty much every burn, at least one. And I've seen it get as low as 20 degrees. However, it normally gets in the 40 to 50 degree range at night. So up and down with temperatures. So it's good to have a lot of layers to come off and on, things like that. Also too, there are 10 principles involved with Burning Man. We're going to go over those later. There's a link, not on this hard copy, obviously, but if you go to the virtual copy of your page,
We'll email
all
you
of
guys
these
for
little
your
blue,
Yeah.
these little blue links will be available to click on. You can go to the 10 principles and we can read more about those there. How do we get there? And logistics, that's a big thing too. So when you get there, you gotta, in Hawaii, this makes this extra difficult because you gotta fly there. You gotta figure out how you're gonna get a car or a ride in. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this. One that I would say is really popular if you aren't sure where the ride is, going on the burner bus, which leaves Burner Express. The Burner Express. And if it is your first burn and you don't know how you're going to get there and you want to simplify and you can get all your stuff in your bags, Burner Express is so fun. It's like Burning Man begins on that bus. More or less, highly recommended. Also too, all right, and I guess I'll have Chrissy talk a little bit about our second point here, our waking dreams theme.
Okay, so yeah, thanks Dan for that. Just like that was like kind of the general Burning Man overview. I guess, does anybody have any questions on Burning Man in general before we jump into more of like this year's burn and the conclave specifically? Camps. We'll talk about camps at the end, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the express, how would you get like all your like gear?
They
say you
shove it
need-
under the bus. They have
Oh, like-
compartments under there.
Even if, like, I know, like a charter
You're only
bus.
allowed like 2 bags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these
Yeah,
are
that's-
specific, and we'll
yeah,
talk
I was
about
like,
more
wait.
later.
And your water.
There are all kinds of shit that you're gonna run into.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah,
No, I was just it's like,
You might
we
need
need
to
like
coordinate
prepare
with
for
people.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it's
about
a
just
lot
like
of,
renting a U-Haul and
yeah,
toss more shit
you
down?
can do these
Okay,
things,
one
and
more
again,
sheets
I would
of
love to, I will give you more information on that when you need.
I got it.
But it is
I'm good.
kind of a difficult.
Yeah.
Is everything-
There
We can
is
talk,
a
we
lot.
can talk
Yeah.
more about logistics and camps, I guess, at the end, because I
And
think it
also,
actually
too,
is really
I guess like
complicated subject.
necessities is
Yeah.
like,
We can
is
talk
it kind of
forever.
all sold out in that area at that time? Like,
You're
there's-
gonna-
Yeah, again, Roxy, yeah,
Wait, we're
Roxy,
guaranteed
it's-
tickets
it's,
as
like-
performers, right?
we can go over that, but like, that is like a
Yeah, that'd be
logistics
bring
meeting.
your
all
own
on
everything.
its own.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also too, like a lot of this
Radical
stuff,
I know it's
self-reliance.
like
So-
everything,
One of
so-
the rules.
yeah.
so a lot of this stuff is very is going to get covered too when we're in rehearsals as well. Like we can bring up a lot of this stuff, and we're going to be working logistics as we go along. And It's harder to plan further out if you've never seen it before, but it'll make more sense once other people start mobilizing.
Mhm.
And we can take you along with that. And we're always, and again, this is a team. This is a crew of people that are all really stoked on doing this. And so we can work together. And as we work together, get more comfortable chatting with each other or texting each other or talking or whatever. I think you're going to get a lot of downloads. Particularly, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, and we'll go over that in the future.
Cool. Okay, so for this year, Burning Man this year is going to be from August 28th to September 5th.
Wow.
Those are the official dates. And it's going to be a little bit smaller than past years because of COVID.
It's a Labor Day weekend too.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend. That's helpful to know. Thanks. The theme, every year Burning Man has a theme, and this is something that can help us when we're creating art for the burn. So as we're like thinking about choreography, thinking about costuming, thinking about like special props to bring to the playa, the theme of the year can be kind of helpful. So when you go onto your computer, you can click this link to the theme journal for this year, which is the theme is Waking Dreams. So that's a really kind of fun one to work with. There's a lot of room for creativity in there. So yeah, you can read about like what the vision is for that theme at that link right there. For the Fire Conclave. So the Fire Conclave is not just our group, Hawaii Fire Artists. The Fire Conclave is all these different groups from all around the world. So a lot of groups from the US, but also internationally. And there's about 28 to 34 groups that are going to be present on Playa this year. So hopefully we're one of them. So basically how this works is that each of these groups gets together and rehearses a piece in their local area. The piece is about 15 to 25 minutes long of choreography. And then we need to video it and send it to an audition council. So there's a fire council, which is a group of folks who are basically in charge of making these decisions. So we need to come up with cool choreography, cool costumes, get like a nice film of us all doing this together by about early to mid-June. Then we'll send in our audition video. And then if we get selected, then we get to go join like the bigger Fire Conclave set of groups that get to go to Playa and perform for the Mandarin. So I think there's 41 groups applying this year, but a lot of them are small groups. So in the past, they've done 28 to 34 groups. They might do more on the higher side because most of the groups are small. Hawaii Fire Artist is applying as a large group. So that's up to 50 tickets. So that's going to be probably around 30 to 35 fire performers, and then about 15 extra roles like safety and a bunch of other things that we'll go through in just a minute. So yeah, as I said, it's about a 15 to 20 minute performance, can be up to 25, but you really want to leave some time at the end for chaos. So basically the structure of this performance is going to be, we're going to start with a duet. It's going to be 90 seconds. The duet will lead into the full group choreography. And then once the full group choreography is done, so that'll be like a poi piece, a fan piece, like staff piece, different transitions between those with different props. Maybe a fire acro piece would be super cool. We have some jugglers this year too. So everyone will do their little section, and then at the end, it goes into chaos. So this is like, after your choreography is done, everybody just spins whatever they want until it gets called. And it's like, everybody put out, we sit down, the man burns, front row seats. So that's how it's gonna look. And yeah, so if we are selected, when we're on Playa, we'll need to do one rehearsal. So that'll probably be on Tuesday of the burn. And then one camp.
You need to be relatively, you need to be sober.
Completely sober.
Completely.
Yeah.
You
Relatively.
need to be lucid, and you need to be in a place where you can function and do all the things required of you without having to be babysat. That is what we're after. If we have to babysit you, if we have to come after you, that is the opposite of what you want.
So it is
or
a
in what we want.
responsibility.
Yeah.
So it is a responsibility because the burn is very chaotic. There's a lot going on. You need to know going in that if you choose to be part of Fire Conclave, you're going to have responsibilities. You have to show up 3 times. You have to show up for one rehearsal on Playa, you have to show up for a performance at a camp. That'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday night, and you have to show up sober on burn night, ready to perform. And so those are the 3 commitments. There's a whole lot of time in Burning Man, so it's actually not that much time. It doesn't like take over your whole burn, but just to be
it's
aware,
still-
that's important.
yeah.
Yeah, it is a commitment, and you do need to have in your head, because it's very easy to get lost at the burn, and not just lost in the place, but lost in the experience and lose track of time and where you are. And it's important to know that you have those responsibilities. And it's cool too, because after Tuesday, like generally, whether the performance is on Wednesday or Thursday, you get like a 36-hour period of whatever the hell you want to do, which is plenty for most of us. And then we do burn night, and then after burn night, it's thanks for playing. You have paid the toll, and you get to play and do whatever the hell you want.
It's also really fun to be part of Conclave. So we're kind of like emphasizing the responsibility part of it, because it can, it's important. It is a responsibility, but it's really fun to all work together, create a super cool piece, be creative, come up with some choreography, and it's really fun to perform on Playa. People are super stoked and grateful for your performance, and it's just like fun to like have a project and art to bring as like an offering to the festival. So yeah. Do you want to go through the different roles in Conclave?
Yes, that'd be good. So there is the first 2 roles we have in here, the Shin and Shin Assist. That's Chrissy and I. They're just people organizing. Fire dancers. At least 2 props is kind of what we'd like. 3 would be ideal for choreography. We're gonna work with what we got. Safety and fuel. Oh yeah, so fire dancers too. There's gonna be roughly 30 fire dancers, I think, ish, in that range. We're also gonna have safety and fuel. That should be 7 to 10 ish for fuel and safety. Large prop fabrication. We've got Max, who is hopefully going to be making us a giant fiery eye that we can. We'll probably have to keep it 2-dimensional so we can put it out on Playa. But I think that would be a really cool idea. And we've got about, I don't know, 3 on those. Costumes is another thing too. We do need help with costumes, and documentarian. We need people.
One person.
Yeah,
One person.
documentarian, one person for that. Helmsman is the person that is herding all the kitties on the Playa. So they are the person with the radio that's getting all the orders from Papa Bear up in the sky, that's telling us when to put the props out, when to start, when to stop. They are the
Stage manager.
Yeah, stage manager.
Yeah.
So that's also a very important thing. Choreographers is also another thing. They are the people that are going to be helping get people together to teach the choreography. Hopefully not. And I would recommend, I think it is good to all put creative input, but sometimes there can be too many cooks in the kitchen if you're trying to change around a lot of things. So I think it's very good in the choreography to, if you have a certain piece and somebody really wants to lead it, let them go with it and then tweak it at the end, but let them have that expression or you'll never get finished with it. So either way, choreographers with the rules.
I want to add one thing, documentarian, just to be a little clear about that. So this is 1 person per conclave can be documentarians. This is somebody who can do photography, videography within the Great Circle. This is actually, they go through a separate process than the conclave. So they have to go through the whole like press area of Burning Man. They need to get a press pass. Only 1 is allowed, and we're kind of still in the market for somebody with like the right level of gear and skill and responsibility to be able to do that. You have somebody in mind. Okay, but that's so that's what that is. So I think now, do you guys have any questions right now about what being in conclave means for burning, like for while you're on Playa? And then we'll jump into like local rehearsals and stuff after that.
Cool.
All clear?
All right. So let's get to like what we are going to be expecting of you. So Maui, I will speak to you guys directly in just a moment. For the Oahu crew, is what we are planning on doing are having rehearsals once a week as a large group on Sundays. Generally, I think in the afternoons around 4 p.m.
I think earlier.
or earlier,
Two-ish,
excuse
yeah.
me, around 2 p.m. And the rehearsals will last through April and May. So 2 months of rehearsals, 2 months of Sundays. And in that time, we are going to be choreographing and putting together pieces. We're also going to be breaking into small groups, and we expect the small groups to be working together and having burns together, just working on choreography and putting some deliberate time into it on their own, not just in large groups.
I mean, we can split, like, especially some of the early large group rehearsals, it's gonna be like, okay, we'll have the poi piece over here, the dragon piece over here, you know, the people can like work on stuff, but in the past, there's always been like, you know, other smaller meetups for the different groups, so that just to get the choreography done. But once your choreo is done, then you would only need to show up to the large group rehearsal.
Yeah.
So maybe, yeah, 2, maybe 3. We're still kind of just polling. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
can't come to the late afternoon, so.
And also too, another thing on attendance is like, we need you to be at the group rehearsals as much as possible. If something comes up, and you need to be, but please don't, please try and know that it's important to have the cohesiveness here and to get everyone coming. And if we get people that just start dropping off, then we're not going to be able to do this. I mean, it is not a guarantee that we're going to get this. So I think it is important to have timeliness. If we show up and we all get there on time, the faster the whole process will be. And who knows, maybe by mid-May, we say, hey, I feel like we got something good enough.
I have a question. When's the deadline to submit the video?
Yeah, I think it's June 18th. Did I put that? I didn't update it yet on this, and it's updated in the online document, I think. But I think it's June 18th. We were hoping, or maybe it's June 20 something. And anyway, it's like the second half of June. We would like to have our recording done by like early June. So there's no pressure.
Yeah.
So for you guys in Maui, so what we've done in the past, we've worked with Big Island before, and what we've done is like we have our recording, and then when you like insert your piece or whatever you come up with, you know, set of pieces, that can just kind of go in the middle. We can just edit it into the video and then flip back to ours, and that's fine. We don't need to have, you guys don't need to like fly over here. You can, if that works for everybody, but you can also just film it on Maui and we can insert it into the audition video, and that's been fine in the past.
Yeah, I was I'm flying over. I thought that was just gonna happen. Yeah, it'd be nice to meet everybody.
Come on over.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be great if you can. That's ideal.
Oh man, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see you guys. But you know, if you can't obviously you don't need to fly back and forth all the time, but
Not all the time.
but
For the
you know,
At
filming.
least for the final one.
for the filming, I think that would be super cool. I would love to have you guys here if you can swing it,
And then even
but
just the
no
format of the
worries
video.
either way.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I gonna say? I believe the amount of choreo we'll need from you guys is going to be about 3 minutes. So I want to give that, kind of put that in your head. Just if you want to start coming up with ideas, and please use whatever creative ideas you want. I love like the fire acro stuff that you do. I mean, like Travis, you're fucking awesome. Vera, I haven't really seen much of yours, but I'm sure
She's a
you
badass.
kill it too. Okay. Yeah. So I'm stoked to see what you guys create, and that's kind of the idea we're going for. Also too, I just want to give one other deadline that is important, is there is a May Day submission, and that is for our duet piece. I
And
believe.
duet and 4 minutes of choreography.
Yeah, so we need roughly 6 minutes of choreography finished by May. So that means that we've got,
Are you in charge of the duet? You and Christine, are you two gonna be the duet?
We're thinking about it. Yeah, we're still kind of considering, but
Yeah.
that's, I mean,
I-
it works pretty well if the Shins do the duet. That's, yeah.
we
can.
we totally can. I was thinking somebody prettier than me, you know.
You guys are putting all the hard work and you got the skills, so you might as well just take that
I mean,
on.
your duets are
Dad's,
sick,
Dad, just take some
so.
acid. That smile you get when
And you
you're
also have like the chemistry together,
Sober,
the
yeah.
rebel dragon.
Drops after the man burn.
So I want to also, because I know there's a couple people here Ian, you missed introductions, but if you want to just say hi and what you're interested in.
Hi, I'm Ian. I guess I'm interested in helping with safety, but I also like logistics and infrastructure. I'm actually helping build another camp. So, yeah, or anything in that realm.
I
Wide open.
need people like
Yeah,
you.
that's amazing.
Oh, I need logistics people.
So
Okay.
since we have a couple of people who are on the safety side, I just want to talk a little bit about that. So have either of you done fire safety much before? I think you haven't.
I
right?
told you my safety experience. So.
Well, that's good.
If you
Yeah.
safety, is that just
Yeah.
like, can you
If you
fire, can you dance and do
You
safety?
can dance and do safety. So
Okay.
if you're like, for instance, if you are only in one or two pieces, then you
Then
can
you're
like
like, you
you
guys
can
need
go and
safety?
sit on the
Cool.
duvetine and help
I
put
can say
out.
safe, you guys
Yeah.
need it for sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, but we do have like, I think we need to have at least 6 dedicated. safety.
Dedicated. Yeah.
And then
I'll be
two
the extra.
dedicated fuel people to manage the
Yeah.
fuel area.
And
So
How much?
And also too,
A
with
lot.
safety
Oh my
people,
a lot.
we still do, we still expect you to come to meetings, and especially with live burns, it is very important for you
Yeah.
guys to be there so you can see
Well, it's safety.
the
when
flow.
we do the
of-
fire versions
Yeah,
of
because the
things,
thing
yeah.
is, when we're practicing, generally we're practicing putting one prop out at a time, but when pieces finish, you have like, say a fan piece finishes with 6 girls, now you have 12 fire fans on fire. How do you put out 12 fire fans? These are the kind of things that we're going to show you how to do
Yeah.
and can train you to do.
We won't be doing fire right away. So like the Sundays that if you're going to be just like just safety or just fuel, like that it'll come later.
Oh, well, if you're here for the meetings and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I will definitely be lighting. We won't be, maybe not spinning the props, but I will definitely be
Practicing,
fueling,
Yeah.
lighting props and
Okay.
having you put out like,
Definitely,
throughout
yeah,
the meeting.
and there's also other opportunities to practice. So on North Shore, we have a jam on Thursday nights. If you guys are new to safety, just come out. It's early. It's like Thursday at sunset. So it's at, what is it, at Elite? And yeah, so
lifeguard.
you can just come out to there, practice
Really
putting out
good.
everybody's props, get experience, and then yeah, we can also do it at rehearsals. I think I don't want to like waste your guys' time if you're safeties, because the first several rehearsals are going to be just us figuring out some choreography, and there's not going to be as much fire going on. But like as we get further along in the process, there will be more fire.
Mhm.
So and then
Yeah,
we'll leave
and
safeties.
particularly toward the end of the choreography, like the attendance of the safeties, particularly toward the end when we're lighting up more frequently, I think is incredibly important, because I want you guys to be there to, again, to just feel that flow of prop and just get that repetition into your body to where it's calm and easy and it's as mechanical as anything without having to be worried. It's like, oh, am I gonna be
Yeah.
able to,
Yeah.
you know?
Definitely. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, definitely you're gonna need to be at some of the rehearsals, especially later on. I also like want to be respectful of your guys' time. So I'm gonna try my best as like kind of the assistant shin person doing some of the logistics and management. I'm gonna try my best to like schedule things and call people to rehearsals like when they're needed, and to keep it, because I don't want to bring people to rehearsals and then have you like sitting there for 2 hours like waiting for your turn. So I'll try to be good about communicating like when and where different people are needed for different roles.
Cool. Yeah, and just keeping it efficient. And again, it's like, we're not trying to nick off things for attendance. What we want to do is we want to get this shit done. And the faster and more like clean we can make this, the easier the whole process is going to be. And so it'll just take a little bit of focus time, I think, to make that start to work, especially if we start in the right headspace. Also too, I would be totally down for this North Shore group. If we'd like to get together another time during the week, maybe you
No,
would
I
like
was
to get
just thinking,
together
Yeah.
earlier on Sundays, and I could meet with you guys and I could just back to back. And we could come up with a flow. I mean, we got a dragon piece right here. Look, you got 5 dragon spinners right here.
Yeah.
Either way. So that is one thing. I'm just gonna flip.
Can I I just have one more thing about that.
Yeah, sure.
Which is Maui crew. Are you guys interested? Are you wanting to jump into the pieces, like learn the choreography? You are.
As much as possible. We don't want to do just a 3-minute section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can definitely, and so I think what we'll do, so we have a Google Drive set up, and we'll start putting in choreography as we're developing it. So we'll put in videos. And then, yeah, and then you
Also,
guys
post,
can
like live.
pick up on the
videos.
videos. So yeah, so we'll just figure out what pieces, as we like start organizing what pieces are gonna happen. We'll communicate with you guys, figure out where you wanna be, just to make sure there's a block for you. In, you know, in the spacing. But, you know, you guys are super talented. You can totally pick up the choreography from video. So if you want to pop into some more pieces, I think we can make that happen.
Every time that I've done conclave, it's always been like, okay, all the single staff persons over here, all the boy staffs over here.
Mhm.
Everyone just like takes turn. In my eyes, now when I look at choreography, I usually like to see layers of different props.
Layers.
You know,
Yeah.
it just so much more interactive. So, I mean, if we could play something like that, you know, if we have a couple players that have some cool duets, we can have some other players do some cool duets that just layer off of that. So
Yeah.
it pretty much means that we could just insert ourselves wherever we can in any.
True, yeah. If we do like multi-prop stuff, which I think that the council, fire council, is also encouraging that in the choreography summit
Yeah.
last year. They're like, yeah, we want to see more. Like, I think it gets too busy if there's like 3 or 4 props, but I like 2 to 3 different props on stage at a time. If it gets more than that, it could be a little chaotic. Yeah.
Yeah, particularly if you have flanking props, like if you have 3 props all doing something technical at the same time, it's too much. But if you have, say, 1 prop or 1 censor person doing something technical with 2 different kinds of props doing something very slow or easy in the
Or
background.
like framing and
Yeah,
stuff.
framing. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we can also just like collaborate on like if you guys want to do like a feature section and have some Oahu people frame or vice versa.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
to create blocks for
Yeah.
Yeah.
making
Uh,
our bigger with you
And
guys.
Vera, Travis, we will be leaving, and this is for you guys too. We'll be leaving for Guatemala on Wednesday. We'll be gone for about 2.5 weeks. So I'll be back. I think I'll be available around the 25th of March. And I want to check back in with you guys and just let me know if you're getting more names or choreography or anything. If you can just send me like a text or an email on an update of where you are, even if you haven't gotten anyone, like even if nothing's changed, just let me know where you are so I can send that to the fire council. There's one responsibility that I want to let you know that I'm required to do is the 25th of every month. I need to let the fire conclave know where we are, like what we've done over the last month. It's like a quick, update on what we're doing. So, Travis, Vera, I'd love to just get an update from you guys, however you want to collaborate that and wherever you want to be the point of contact. And I can check in with you guys on the other 3 names or so that you might come up with for choreography and, for friends or fire homies that want to do that. And we can go from there. So we'll have another check-in at the end of March. This is just like a good orientation for it. Yeah, but I think we're really gonna hit the ground running toward the end of March, right when we get back.
Yeah. And I have an update from Fire Council this year. As they said, this is the first year they're allowing music in the audition videos instead of just in the past it's been only drums allowed. So we are allowed to, if we want to, we can like create a soundtrack and do that. So that might be helpful, especially if we're like coordinating pieces from multi-islands, because then we know what, we can be on time with each other in the music instead of just like, I don't know, BPM is something that I've always struggled with in conclave. Like people are like all on different BPMs and it makes me insane. So I think it might be nice to get like a good soundtrack that we can work with.
Yeah, and I can
Make it
design
nice
that
and
for
clean.
us too if we all get some tracks together once that happens.
Do you have to make it Polynesian
You're
based?
still gonna have live drummers on top of that.
Do a little bit.
I was
Well,
thinking like if there was one like
Because
Polynesian
isn't that
dance
the thing that
style.
makes this different than all the other
we
conclaves?
don't have to be Polynesian and like, I mean, for
Is it-
us, like we're both so Howley, like
Right now,
Yeah.
we do not have. I
we
am not
don't have
comfortable.
Typical.
We don't have any native Hawaiian
Oh, shit.
in our group, and I am unwilling to do Polynesian style choreography with no native Hawaiians.
Do we have swords?
Huh?
Do we have anybody that?
Oh, this is another big thing that the fire conclave came into, and I'll just mention it to Maui crew. They do not want fight scenes. Like they don't want
Oh, no, the
clash.
sword.
Oh,
Oh, the fire knife,
Yeah.
the fire knife, Tahitian fire knife.
oh,
stand.
yeah, yeah.
We do sometimes get somebody to do like a fire knife thing.
We do, but Telefero is also not Hawaiian either. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm just like, I just want to step away from that. If we get, you know,
In the
Yeah.
times of being PC, that is not.
Well, maybe you can get somebody who is in the dance community, who's local Polynesian, to help choreograph a piece.
we could. I'm gonna put it
Then
on.
it's them
Yeah, yeah.
choreographing it for the performance.
That's fine. I think
Is
that's,
it?
yeah, I think
Okay.
that's fine if it's like, if
they
you're not
sign
like,
off on it.
right, if
they sign
Yeah,
off
we
on it,
want you
yeah.
to represent.
Yeah, if you have
this.
a
We
Yeah.
want you to
Simple.
do that.
Cool.
If you have
All
a
right.
copy-
Well, if
Yeah.
that,
Not like trying to
Yeah.
hula and like
Because they
go
want to
over
show.
the top, but
yeah, all right. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Okay, so if that presents itself, we can go from there. Well, right now we don't have that.
We might have one connection in that. We'll talk to
Okay.
him.
I respect that.
Cool.
Yes, yes, please. That's freaking great. I would love that. Where are we? Oh, so, just a little bit of logistics. I'm gonna run through the Hawaii Fire Artist First Group
I think we
expectations.
did,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, just the expectations. We kind of have talked about all of
We
that.
talked about
Yeah.
all that. All right, so camp, it says to be determined. So about 3 hours before we had our last Sunday meeting, we lost Pele's Fire. So all the people that are organizing Pele's Fire are not doing it.
Pele
this year.
Fire was the Hawaii camp that used to happen, or well, it's going to happen again in the
Ma-
future.
Makes it real easy for people like
Yeah.
us in Hawaii to get to the.
So for
Yeah.
you, especially for new burners,
What
like, yeah, the camp and the fire,
Well, they're just not going
sorry,
this year.
yeah.
Wait, but can you?
They're all the guys with
Do
the
they have
infrastructure taking a year off.
Placement though?
They no, they didn't. Did they?
Because if so, you want to keep that going.
Well,
otherwise
no.
you lose it.
You don't want to have acid.
They didn't have placement. They were pairing with another camp.
Oh, okay.
But like I don't want to get too much into logistics.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because it's not happening.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So all right. Let me bring it back here. Okay, so what we have for this is we've got I've been talking with Kinetic Fire, which is a flow arts camp, Vulcan Empire, which is another flow arts camp, and Cabana Club, 3 camps, and all of them. Kinetic has mentioned they may be able to house all of us. Cabana said they might be able to take 25, and one of the other ones. Either way, we have like potential placement. So I don't think that's a thing. More on logistics with money. I know this is important to a lot of people. I have never made it to the burn and back on less than $3,000 personally. And I spend money on shit I probably shouldn't, but I don't know. The fluffy tail I got on Etsy was worth it, you know. Either way, so you can do it with about $2,000, but I've noticed that is like very difficult to do. Our tickets this year, they have been about $150 in the past for the Fire Conclave tickets. This year they were $245. I imagine there's more taxes on that, so probably $270-ish range would be my guess. For our tickets, that will be something that you will have to pay, but it'll secure your ticket. You won't have to be waiting at midnight with your
Oh god, the queue.
The queue.
the queue.
Oh,
Oh,
I've
it's
never,
terrible.
I've never got it.
Walking
Never got the queue.
Neither have I. Never got the queue either.
Oh.
Either way, it's hard in Hawaii, but I don't want to get too sidetracked. So that you also need to get your plane ticket out there. You need transport there. You also need your costumes, your tent,
Food.
hopefully food, water. Yeah.
Can't be.
Huh?
Can't be. Mhm.
Yeah.
Depending.
Yeah. So camp shade, hopefully.
Camp fee.
Camp fee. Oh yeah, the camp fee
Yeah.
will probably be anywhere from, I would imagine. So they were like, for most camps, it was like $300 like 4 years ago.
And you can throw in
Now-
a meal plan too.
Yeah, I would imagine they're gonna probably be $300 to $500 for most of the camps. That would be my guess. And is what you get with that is you probably get access to like plug in your phone if you need to sometimes. Shade's the
Some
big
food.
one. You want something over your
Yeah.
tent. Either way, that's
Harder
general
Johnson.
logistics, and that is something that is gonna have to happen. And like, hopefully, I mean, is that something that everyone feels like they can swing? I mean, feel like that's something that can happen, because I mean, that's like part of it, unfortunately. I mean, we are creating something, but we are getting like front row seats at one of the most amazing festivals out there. It's pretty
And
freaking
a
amazing.
majorly discounted ticket, right?
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
the regular tickets are gonna be a lot. more
Yeah, on my
expensive.
way.
Yeah,
So I think that's about. I think that's about it
No,
for
that's just
the
no,
stuff we
it's
wanted to cover. So I might stop the recording because I think that's all the information, but we can stay on and chat and ask
Yeah.
questions and stuff. But can we come up with a word for the people who watch it later so we know they watched it? What's the password? Does anyone have a good idea?
Wait, I'm sorry, can you start?
So like people who have
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
That's always
The people.
Past?
Okay.
Purple
Um,
past?
It's got
Purple.
a 6-letter.
Bumblebee.
Okay. Our Shin has chosen Bumblebee. So
Bumblebee.
if you guys are watching this later, the recorded version, if you couldn't make it to the meetings, you need to email me and Dan
Bumblebee.
so that we know you watched the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording.
Bumblebee.